Man, so here's the deal. Stella brought it to my attention. Usually I try and take into consideration, what was said, the report, how credible the source is. But all these things that Stella was telling me, I just can't look past it, man. It's very, very important that we have strong leadership in this department. And she came up to me and just recommended that we give you an interview for a major general position.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you're ready for that role?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What makes you ready for that role? Just give me some of the experience that you got as a colonel and what you know about the position.
I don't really know too much about excuse me. I don't really know too much about the position except for it's after the scarf. Um so I guess it's somewhat like the well, no, I guess it couldn't be. Um yeah, I don't know too much about it. And you asked me what experience that I have, right?
Yeah. So what experience have you gotten, since you've gotten your scarf? How much of that is going to help you as a major general? And yeah, and what experience do you know that a major general should possess?
You have to be polite and respectful to the public at all times. Um, you have to hold your composure. I know that because of some of the mistakes that I've made that I've learned from to get to the scarf. Um, they expect you to set an example because you're supposed to be a leader. Excuse me.
Right. So what I'm asking you is, how do you plan on setting that example? So here's the deal, man. In my book, and this might just be a one-off too. You know what I mean? So with the colonel position, we just kind of expect you to be able to handle the rest of the police department in general, right? Minor issues come up, you can provide some insight, talk to some people, work them through their problems, especially civilians. You know what I mean? Make spot corrections for reprimands and those types of things. But when you get into that suit, my expectation goes way, way, way up. I expect you to know game rules. I expect you to know green zone rules. Because you're going to start getting a lot of questions once you get that suit. And you're going to have to be able to articulate the actual RP violations. It may be a clan violation. It might be some form of chat violation that we're talking about. And as a suit, you're going to have those answers, or at least be able to get them in a fairly quick manner.
Yes, sir.
For example, if you have an officer that comes up to you, and this may be a scarf, right? They're going to come up to you and complain, or you may have a civilian complaining on an arrest. You review the body cam, and the body cam shows this civilian tasing the police officer out of the police car, the police officer not using macros during an arrest, or maybe he misses the pat down macro. This civilian does try to get handcuff key and uncuff himself, and now he's claiming that it's failed RP because the police officer is not playing along with it. It's a tricky situation, right?
Right.
So which violations occurred in that scenario?
Um, excuse me. I would have to say PD1 and PD3.
A PD1 and a PD3. What type of discipline comes with a PD1? Or can you name off what a PD1 is?
Like like false allegations, like you would be like arresting or tasing the civilian for no reason.
Okay, so let me explain it again. And this is a hard question, man. I do make this difficult, and it's for a reason. Just trust the process, right? So the scenario is somebody tased an officer out of his vehicle, right? The officer eventually handcuffed this suspect, got him into a police car, but he didn't pat him down. The suspect does something along the lines of try to retrieve handcuff key and break free, and say he gets a success. Now he wants to call a supervisor, which is going to end up being you, right? If you're in this suit. And he's going to ask or tell you that it's failed RP. You have to make a decision on this. And you're saying that's a PD1 on the officer?
Okay, now that I heard it again, maybe PD15.
Okay, we're getting much, much closer. Okay, so were there any RP violations on the suspect's part in this scenario?
I guess I would have to say him trying to get the key to uncuff himself.
Okay, you know it's against the game rules to tase a faction member out of his vehicle without an RP reason, right? Do you know which violation that is?
That one I'm not sure of.
Okay, is that an answer that you would give to a civilian as a suited officer, or to a junior officer?
No, sir.
Okay, well, step back from it for a second, man. Let's work through the process here, right? So we usually have time to look at body cam. You've got time to look up any rules or violations that may have occurred. So I'm going to go and extend that same courtesy to this interview.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time, please?
Sure. So when situations like this pop up, you've normally got some time, right, to review body cam, to you can look up the rules and make a decision on it. So I'm going to extend that same courtesy to this interview, pretty much saying I'll give you some time, man. If you need to look that rule up, if you can find it, and then explain it to me, we'll go ahead and accept that as an answer.
Copy that.
Here's what we'll do, Mr. Chambers. If you want to go back downstairs, man, go ahead and take the time to go down there and review these things, and we'll call you back up here in a few. Me and Stella are gonna hang out and probably just sit here and talk about you while you're gone. To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call you back up, man. We'll say like 10 minutes, man. I'll call you back up here.
Yes, sir.